So, speaking of things that suck, here's the Sublime Ruby of Pain.
Oh, yeah, she sucks hard.
And also, welcome to the Average Adventuring Party podcast, you guys.
Long time.
Where we don't suck.
Yeah, we're
We hope we
average.
don't suck.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys need to tell us.
Average is okay.
Yeah, you need to be okay with average. Stop being so fucking picky.
Yeah. I mean, it's critical that we be average.
I mean, as stated on our mission statement, like we hope to become slightly above average at some point.
Now, is that in length or girth?
Pretty flexible.
Maybe that can be what we're above average in flexibility.
So our next podcast is going to be the above average adventuring party. And then, one day...
The well-endowed adventuring party.
I mean, that might get us some traffic. Not the kind we want. Speaking of things we want, what happened last time, you guys?
We had info!
We had a montage.
Yes, because even Rocky needs a montage.
Yeah.
We found out a whole bunch of information. Sublime Ruby of Pain contacted one of her tiefling associates and was able to get some information about how the Emperor is able to commune with the city or stay in control of the city, and it involves a throne that has some sort of connection to the walking gods. Almost said the walking dead. Why?
Robert Kirkman, not a sponsor, but if you want to be.
Yeah, I saw the throne, saw the Emperor, got some fun info. He's going to be the one doing the killing. Mm-hmm. So no bribery there.
He's also the wedding planner.
Yeah.
Kind of a micromanage.
Yeah, I was going to say, this guy really needs to learn to, slow his roll just a little bit. The guy's
had
been...
that boss,
Oh, well, yeah, but can you imagine having this boss for fucking millennia? Like, normally you can get a new boss by quitting and going somewhere else, but no, if you're an elf, you're just fucked. Like, hey, look, we got this micromanager all of our
Oh, yeah, and
millennia.
if you don't do what he says or if you try to quit, your head explodes.
Yeah.
Listen, there's a reason why the original elves left to form the border towns.
Yeah. Fuck you, Emperor.
Yeah, but I get that. What I don't get is the rest of the civilization that's like, I'm okay with a micromanager. I don't have to think this way.
Exploding heads.
Well, it's not just that, but let's talk about that for a second. So the parts of the world that you guys have seen have been fairly pastoral, I would say. This city actually has things like electricity and running water and steam power and, air conditioning. And literally nobody goes hungry here.
They can get nudes.
I mean, there's definitely a premium plan that you can pay for in the city, but even its most lowly citizens can just get food and shelter, which is a damn sight better than everywhere else. And if you have to toe the line, might be worth it for a while.
There's some things that are better than food. Like freedom!
Says the thing that doesn't eat, drink, sleep.
Exactly.
You're living in a little motor oil bubble. Yeah, so that's where we're gonna pick up after this super cool montage. The Sublime Ruby of Pain and Ardith had kind of set up on a wall in the back of the noodle shop
Very detailed.
Murder board?
a very detailed objective board.
Like I said, a murder board, because it's Ardith involved.
I mean,
There's really only one murder on the board.
yeah. I mean,
so far.
we'll take not murdering him if he can, stop being an asshole, or he's as much of an asshole as he is. But
So we're going to murder him.
definitely on the table. You guys have no idea what Ardith would do for her sister.
What would you do for a Shannara?
I mean, if you guys have been in Dying Slow, you may have heard things, but you have nothing concrete.
Indeed.
They never found the bodies.
They found pieces, maybe. But yeah,
So-
there's a reason why in Dying Soul you do not fuck with Shannara.
That's why it's called Dying
Hana.
Slowly now. It used to be called Living Peacefully.
It used to be called Death, but now it's called Dying Slowly. They bullied Shannara once.
Someone probably tried to mug her.
I honestly think Shannara, even back in the day, Shannara would have taken care of herself if it was just a mugger. Oh no, here, take this potion. Yeah, that's a strength potion. Sure. So yeah, that's what we're going to pick up is Me-Dra and Marisala kind of slinking in as night falls on the city. You guys have pretty much kept in contact with your sending stones. So anything we've previously discussed,
Probably on the board by now.
probably on the board.
As Marisala is walking in, Ruby snaps her fingers and has the waitress bring the giant ham bone.
I'm going to gladly take it.
Yeah, it's just like a giant. We'll say it's like a dire boar thigh bone with just like that classic ham on it.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much.
Take care of my associates. Are you sure you don't want anything?
I don't need any bones, thank you.
Oh, we could all. Well, not everyone needs bones.
Everybody should need bones.
I am bone free, thank you.
No wonder you're single.
I would make comments here, but that's not Ardith's thing. Things about skeletons and them being needed to support flesh and shit like that.
Yeah, Death has elected to stay with you because last he
Is Shannara still yelling?
last he told you Shannara was still throwing a fit about Ardith
Still?
breaking into the chateau.
Damn, I need to do it again then.
Yeah, Death is just sitting in the corner. Me-Dra, you can see there is a robed figure sitting in the corner. Just, he's got his scythe propped up against a wall. He's sitting on a stool, just watching the proceedings.
Drinking tea?
No,
No tea.
not at the moment.
Do I see his face?
Yes.
With the lack thereof.
Yeah, inside the recesses of his robe, there's just a bony skull.
Huh. When'd you let in the new guy? Aren't you worried about him seeing your fancy little wall?
Ruby will immediately assume someone's trying to be invisible and try to sense anything.
Give me a good skill check. What do you got?
Let's see. I will. As facilitator of many things, I'm sure that I've had to deal with intruders before.
Sure.
You're more used to him going to the back door.
Oh, they go in all the doors. So that's a 17 on the die plus 5, and then I add my level, so that's plus 9, so that's a 26.
Yep. So you don't see anybody at first, but you do have this sort of inherent sense for contractual magic, just because of your
Tieflingness.
tiefling nature. You kind of push a little bit of your energy into that, and Marisala, you can now vaguely see the outline of a robed figure standing in the corner.
I'm going to go closer to sniff.
It smells like nothing.
Kind of like Ardith.
Yeah, I was going to say, kind of like Ardith.
Ardith is unconcerned about.
Yeah.
Once it's indicated that it's death that you guys are all freaking out about, unconcerned.
Yeah, the Ruby can now see him as well.
Ruby will cock her head at him and say, "Who summoned you?"
He just raises a bony hand and points at Ardith.
Ardith, what deals are you making, and which devils are involved?
I'm offended that she didn't go with.
Not. I'd not originally summoned him. You're gonna have to take that up with what's his face?
Oh,
Starts with
Don't.
R.
Oh, don't say the name.
Yeah, that. He's
Hey.
following me around, and Shannara, and the rest of my friends.
I
Do
really don't like
do
when
I-
you say their names.
do I
Or they
know
do.
the devils that start with R?
Yeah.
You mean Rory?
Maybe not draws attention.
You-
Yeah, we're not gonna mention him again. Okay?
Yeah, the connection that the Ruby of Pain has to her patron just thrums like a bass string when he says that name.
It vibrates really deep.
And not in a good way.
The
No, I never said that.
the figure in the corner like continues to point at Ardith and goes, "Her family is doomed."
That remains to be seen.
Ruby just like swats his hand down and says, "No, we're doing something about that."
He's helping. Let's go with that, because he has nothing better to do other than watch my sister rant and rave, and apparently it's getting old.
Why are you here? Speaking
He,
to death.
like his head just swivels so that his scythe is in view, and he holds out his hand, and it just like skitters across the floor to him. And he gives you a big toothy grin.
Go on.
His contract is to see me and Shannara and the rest of our friends dead.
Oh, so this is like fishing, right? I understand that you go out there and you wait for the fish to come to you.
Kinda.
That's how fishing works, right? They just jump in your boat.
No, they don't just jump on your boat. Usually there's a line involved.
Huh.
Does
But again-
this mean we're gonna fail?
No, he just has nothing.
Yes. Fail.
I will bop you.
Well, no need to be a spoil sport about it. He just sets the scythe back down and sits on his stool.
Oh, so he's intelligent.
Oh, yes.
Oh, I was afraid that he couldn't speak there for a minute. Well, not more than one or two words. It would be insufferable if you had to sit there and stay with somebody following you around constantly, and all they did was nag, 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 nag.
Have I
See,
heard-
he understands my relationship with your sister.
have I
That's why you're
heard,
following me now.
has Ruby heard anything about Rarari? Any moves that Rarari has made recently besides, Martiana?
You know she is active somewhere out west. She, basically, when you tieflings get a new directive, it's kind of made known to the other tieflings. All that you were told is she has some dealings in the Blood Bayou, and to stay away. Although, she was apparently working with another tiefling out there for some time, but they split ways due to creative differences.
I was hoping that Sunny would be giving her hell.
Well, your summoner sure has a way of picking them. I hope you're at least more pleasant to deal with than the others that I've had to deal with. Or other.
Death shrugs.
All right, well,
I mean, we have a built-in spy on Shannara now. If she
So-
does something besides rant.
So Shannara can see this as well.
Oh, yes.
Did you tell us that... No, this is out of character.
Yeah.
Did you tell us that the Emperor could see through her eyes? I think you did.
I think I did.
but,
I think that was part of the, here's the bad news.
Okay. Have you ever thought about having this guy go tell her to put a bag on her head whenever we start this? If the Emperor's seeing through her eyes and she can't see anything and you stuff her ears, we stuff her in a bag,
On one hand, I kind of want to stuff her in a bag anyway.
So, and it sounds like your good friend over here would love to tell Shannara to stuff it and tell her that it came from you as the idea instead of her. Doesn't that sound fantastic?
I think she would start ranting more.
No. I am quite content sitting here for the moment in this
Much less ranting.
previously quiet and much less stressful. Thank you for making me visible, by the way. I appreciate that.
Well, if you're going to sit and skulk about, you may as well make your presence known.
I knew he was here.
I'm gonna go sit on death. I don't have a soul, so.
As far as you know, anyway.
As previously established, you do have a soul.
Oh, yes.
It's in your soul compartment.
You are
It is, in fact, in
correct.
your soul compartment.
The glove box.
Now, whether that's the giant weapon inside you or not, it's up for debate.
Ruby will look at Death for a second and see. Would you like out of that whole, commitment?
Oh, no, I'd prefer you not meddle with that at the moment. It's all right, though. At least one of the 5 is dead, so I'm part of the way there.
Do you have that
I'm
soul?
sorry, what?
What soul?
You said one of the 5 is dead. Who is the 5, and 2.
Are we caring about this?
Yes, we're caring about this.
Oh. Well,
I just like information.
I mean, based on what everybody has been talking about, something in the Enchanted Forest a few months ago.
Oh, Suna. No, she is not dead.
I'm fairly certain.
You're really bad at your job. If you're supposed to be collecting the dead and one of them died and you're sticking around with these?
It's complicated. I'm bound to the nearest living target, which for a time was Shannara, and is now between the two of them since they're equidistant. And then I suppose once they've died, I'll go to the next closest,
Excellent.
and we'll be able to collect that soul then.
I hope you're willing to wait. I used to be, I can say from experience that elves tend to live for a long time, and I don't intend to let this one go.
Oh, well, I'm patient. I have nothing else to do. And it just kind of like looks over at you and scratches his skull. It's like, based on what I've seen, previous behaviors and such, it won't be long until they get themselves killed anyway.
I mean, that's an astute observation.
I have complete and utter faith in your plan. And he gestures to the board.
Is that sarcasm?
I don't know what you mean. I would never.
Yeah, that's sarcasm.
Speaking of our plan and sarcasm, we have a plan?
We have objectives. Because if we... My experience with groups is that as soon as we put the plan in motion, something is going to go wrong, and we will be stuck improvising anyway.
Do we at least have an order of the objectives? Because I don't even know what these are.
We want to time the release of the Emperor's stables with the execution to make the biggest distraction.
But we don't want him to be fully juiced for the execution, right? Because that's when y'all are making something happen.
We're
The distraction, the stables.
Based on what I got from Fossis, does Ruby think that the Emperor will know if someone tampers with the chair?
Yes.
Okay. So, the chair, if anything happens to that, the Emperor will know right away. Which means that the Emperor may need to call off a certain execution or need to move to disrupt it if it were to happen before he can deal the killing blow.
So the chair's the distraction. Gotcha.
The chair is the Emperor's distraction.
Uh-huh.
The guards beneath the Emperor need to be distracted beforehand.
Okay.
And that's what the stables will be for.
Well, let me add to this board. And what I'm going to go up there and do is I'm going to draw a map of the layout because I was in and out of the palace as a serving boy.
So does Me-Dra draw the map in like actual scale?
Yes. No, and it's kind of like a printer. I'm just like, like it's
Scan
not
lines and everything.
It is not artistic at all. It is just
It's precise.
I'm like to imagine that you're doing like line and then
dot matrix printer.
line. Just a really fine dot matrix.
Yep. So you have a fairly good map of the top floors of the central part of the palace.
Okay.
It is, as far as Me-Dra remembers, accurate. There's a lot of details missing, like what are behind a lot of doors, because they were either locked or you couldn't get to them. But you have a fairly good estimate, and you were able to use your special eyes to see, like you actually saw the Emperor's chambers. You know where they are.
Yeah.
You saw the Emperor's New Groove twice.
Far more than that. Thank you very much.
Ardith will turn to Death. I'm like, okay, that tunnel from the villa to the palace. Do you have any idea where that lets into the palace?
Yes.
Can you show me where?
Please.
Pretty please.
What's it worth to you?
Fireworks.
I was thinking a finger.
No.
Oh, I think she has two for you.
I don't know. That seems like a pretty vital piece of information.
You can have my bone. I'm almost done with it.
No, thank you.
I think he has plenty.
He might need to replace one. Or maybe he wants to make one longer or bigger or something.
Death.
He looks over at Ardith and says, "You can ask her. My bones can rearrange their size and shape as necessary."
Yeah, they can.
Not a department I've ever had any complaints in. Thank you.
Because you've had complaints, though. Because you suck.
Only the one.
You only sucked once?
No, only one complaint.
Ah.
And mostly it was from me.
Because you seem to do that often.
That her and her family are made of horrible, terrible cheaters.
You're talking about Shannara, not me.
How
In this
so?
case.
How are they cheaters?
Due to their fundamental nature, I can't kill them.
Oh. Well, that sounds
That's
like...
ironic. I think my patron loves this. That thrumming's coming back, but it's much, much more enjoyable this time.
Too much information, Auntie.
I could stand for more. Actually, no, I couldn't. Please don't go on.
Organics are terrifying.
Organics are weird. No, you can't have a finger. I need them for this.
Give him a fingernail.
No.
Or a toe.
No,
No.
all of those have immense arcane power potential.
How do you know?
There are many stories about this. Don't do deals with devils.
Stories.
Don't do deals with devils.
Or
You're
dragons.
gonna regret
I've
it.
heard dragons also.
You said that you need a part of her. Is that what you're saying?
I just want her to suffer for it. I might as well get something out of it.
I think your company is suffering enough right now. Would you just divulge the information?
No, thank you.
Would you like to go back to Shannara?
I'd like to see you make me.
I think she could probably do what Shannara was doing. If one sister is annoying, I bet you the other she learned it from somewhere.
Sure, but
Shannara learned it from herself.
But then my consolation is that she's going to annoy you, thus making you a less effective team, thus making her death far more likely.
Let's give Ardith some privacy with her friend.
How about we just scratch her?
Oh, yeah. Just take a bite out of her.
I'm not a bite. Scratch.
No.
I mean, a few drops of blood.
Nah. That was fine last time. I need something.
Oh, more concrete.
Sure.
What if I make her puke?
Go on.
I mean, that's her stuff from inside of her.
That would be a feat.
We could have punched you in the stomach really hard.
This escalated quickly to violence.
Death kind of like shakes his head.
I mean, that's how we do it sometimes. We sometimes eat and then throw it up for our young.
Sure. If you want to punch her in the stomach until she throws up, that will work.
Or you can stick your finger down your throat. But, that gives them something.
I am not sticking my finger down my throat.
Okay.
I
Who
can
wants to
stick my
punch
whole
her?
fist down my throat.
Death,
Again,
Yes, but you won't throw up. You're used to that.
Death actually has, as you're watching him, watch you guys kind of argue amongst yourselves. He gets this like big creepy smile on his face, and literal flames like start to flicker in his eye sockets. Oh yes, this is wonderful.
All right, well, we've entertained you. Can you share that information now?
No. My price stands. I just enjoy seeing a good inter-party.
Well, the great thing is we
Conflict.
don't really care what he has to say. It's not...
Yeah, you're right. We'll find it.
Yes,
Yeah.
You can just go away now.
He just sits back down.
We're more entertained than Shannara at the moment. So.
Ruby snaps her fingers for one of the waitresses.
Who comes in?
Probably this young. It's a pretty metropolitan city.
Oh yeah.
Probably this young half orc woman and very muscle bound. Mm-hmm. And Ruby points to the stool and says, "I don't like that stool. Can you carry it out of here? It's messing with the vibe."
He looks over, sees the figure sitting on it, and just kind of like shudders and no. Death just still like, gets that if you've ever like shown the flashlight up under your face, creepy lighting, he just lowers his head and looks at the orc.
Yes, you're very intimidating.
The orc just kind of like, sorry, boss. Turns around and walks away.
I'm turning that one into a tiefling.
Wow, you're a dick of a boss.
Oh, trust me, it's actually pretty enjoyable. You should try it sometime.
No, thank you.
Refer to my previous statements. Don't make deals with devils.
Yes,
You're not making a deal with a devil. You're making a deal with a tiefling.
who's tied to a devil? Sorry, Auntie, but you are.
Yeah.
Look, out of all of the devils that I could have made a deal with, I picked the best one.
At least the horniest one.
Oh, no, that's a different one. I'm just like this.
She was like this before the change.
So about that plan, question mark. You say we have objectives.
Yes.
We kind of lay those out. Chair, zoo, kill the fucking emperor. Just a few there.
Disabled Emperor. I'll settle for that.
So what's our plan for that? Because I'm a little sparse on the details. And
Yeah, we're a little spare on the details, too. That's kind of one
And
of
I
the
would
bits
just
of...
assume break the chair. That would disable him.
That...
No.
No, I don't think breaking the chair is a good option. At worst, disrupting the chair, attuning it to somebody else, that's always a possibility.
Well, that
But
would
we
disable him.
Yes, but whoever tries to attune to the chair is probably going to die quickly because
But we don't know that.
Big Daddy Emperor is going to be mad that somebody's sitting in his seat.
But we don't know that. Hey, maybe if Death sat in the seat.
We
He's
don't
already
want
dead.
Big Daddy Death as the...
Death's fingers just like linked together. Unrivaled access and power to an entire city full of souls.
Okay, maybe not Death.
Yes, don't encourage him.
Oh, I couldn't take them if I wanted to.
I didn't think so.
Why not?
I'm not bound to take them.
Take them.
He's got to
Then
harvest.
The souls.
Be
I
my
was
friends.
I was called for 5 particular souls.
Ah.
The rest of them are insignificant.
Insignificant. That gives me an idea. Ruby says, looks through the book and says, it says that each time someone sat upon the throne, the walking gods destroyed their souls. But there are some soulless, aren't there?
Yes.
Oh, those zombie things.
Yes.
You see where I'm going?
Yes.
What zombie things?
Remember that
The-
attacked us at the dock when we got off the ship?
Well, yeah.
Them.
But they're less than friendly. So we capture one and sit its ass on the
Yes.
throne.
Yes.
Maybe it sat on the throne before. Maybe that's what made it soulless.
Well, then it can sit on it again. Maybe it'll be double soulless.
Double or nothing is still nothing.
I mean, it doesn't hurt to try. That's a plan.
Agreed. That's what we're talking about.
Well,
But I was just a little thin on the details, so we've got now at this point probably about 2 days.
according to her father, you aren't going to get a lot of details. She just likes to do. So,
No, I'd rather have details, but there are so many unknowns in the city.
So we know that if the guards turn against the will of the Emperor, they will meet a most grisly and disappointing end. Just when it was getting good. So we need to be very careful about this. We need to figure out a way to make the guards think that bringing the creature to the Emperor's room is what the Emperor demands of them.
Well, the easiest way to get one to the room is to try and sit on the chair. Because I'm sure the Emperor would probably bring somebody with him.
Back up.
Not saying that that's a good plan, but because how are we going to, whenever the Emperor communicates telepathically, how are we going to convince him that the Emperor wants this without, like, how do we convince them to say, oh, go into Big Daddy Emperor's chambers whenever Big Daddy Emperor isn't saying, go to my chambers? Just wondering, like,
The Emperor is going to be a little busy, I think. Even someone so powerful only can run on so many threads.
but maybe if he feels a disturbance with his chair, he will go ahead and send some of his guards up to the chair. Some of the soulless guards up to the chair to
What
kill
happens-
whoever's in it.
what happens if a soulless doesn't come?
Then we just throw one of the normal guards onto there.
I mean, that's
I can dig it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a lot of experience with strapping people into chairs.
I mean, unless you know if somebody else is soulless.
No.
You know, I have friends.
No.
Oh.
Not here.
I might know a couple of animals that are soulless.
Wow. You're cruel and unusual.
Yeah, they were a pretty cool find.
I'm fine with doing this to, like, shit-ass elves, but animals? I like them.
But if it's soulless,
Arthur's just watching this conversation good. It's because it's wild.
So while this is happening, Ardith, the sun sets. It's getting to be about the same time as yesterday when you promised that kid that you would meet him.
Okay, guys, I got a date with a graffiti kid. You guys want to keep talking in circles? Will that entertain you?
I mean, round is a shape.
anybody got a horse costume I could put on?
Oof. No, I'm good.
Are you offering to come?
Do I have
I mean,
Do I have any like apothecaries or like any like potion things or anything where I could get something to disguise her via magical means?
Yeah.
It's like, we don't need to get some shoddy horse costume. We can make you look very fetching.
You probably do have some animal costumes.
I literally thought you were going to say, "Do I have a horse costume?"
Oh,
Yes,
even
yes,
even
you
Sublime Ruby of Pain has some limits.
It's not a horse costume. It's horse accessories.
She sells horses and horse accessories.
All you see is this warwick with giant horse.
Oh no, we lost Mike.
I can do something to make you less noticeable.
Okay. Like, not make me invisible, though, right?
No, not make you invisible. Just make you look more bipedal.
Yeah,
Okay.
you do actually have a magician on hand who could make you basically a wand of disguise.
Yeah.
You occasionally you are asked to attend functions not in your full regalness to avoid
Panic.
panic.
Yes, there's still a little bit of anti-tiefling racism, and could you believe that that empire run by dickish elves would have a racism problem?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, it's like, no, not gonna make that joke. There is a line, and I will not cross that.
All right.
So what can I be?
I hear you can be.
How do you prefer your ears, rounded or pointed? There's actually a question.
Pointed?
Pointed? Let's see. And Ruby walks up to you and like kind of pushes your fur back a little bit. It's like, okay.
Are you all coming?
No, I think they are preoccupied.
Let's see.
We are going with, that's the reason I'm letting him do this.
To absolutely not stand out, I suggest you take the appearance of an elf, but not necessarily one of the Sunchaser Sovereignty hoity-toity. I think a wood elf would be a good look for you.
One of the bear elves would be
Oh, yes.
they tend to have thick shaggy hair.
A wood elf or perhaps a bear elf. I think that might work. You'll look rather fetching, honestly. I've heard that there are some orcs that actually take on humanoid forms.
That is, if you look at your backgrounds there, what do you see?
Bad Moon humanoid hunter.
That's what those are. Your specialty is in hunting wargs who go rogue and
And
learn to take on humanoid shape.
Yeah, well,
So that makes this even more delicious.
Yes.
You're
even know that.
you are choosing to become humanoid.
But she's not. It's not actually her becoming humanoid. It's
Yes,
disguise.
but the question becomes philosophical, right? They create the apostasy and become humanoids, and she has to hunt them. But now she chooses to be. Oh, this is delicious.
Stop! I can only thrum so much. I'm a little overstimulated right now.
So while they're
Drumming.
working on this, does Ardith wait for them, or does she just slip out the back?
This doesn't take nearly that long in character, I like to think.
Yeah. I mean, are all three of you coming? That was a question.
Will we scare off your little friend?
If you behave, you won't.
Oh, we're fucked. Yes, we're coming.
Which is why I'm asking, are you gonna come? So I can give you the behave lecture.
Fine.
And hopefully Estelle
No
pick me up.
No threatening to eat anyone.
No threatening anyone.
That goes for you too.
Yeah, but they usually don't complain when.
Yeah.
So while Ardith is debating on giving you the
slip.
the behave or just slip out the back, what does Marisala look like as a Bear Nation elf whenever whenever the Sublime Ruby of Pain uses this wand on her.
Well, hopefully it comes with clothes. I'm not
It's
naked.
a disguise spell, so
Okay.
yes, it's not
Okay.
like a morph spell. It's
Just making sure. I guess just a shaggy wood elf. Or is it
Bear
bear elf?
So what do you look like? Like what color is your hair? Eyes?
The same as I am as a wolf. I mean, it's the grayish black, and I don't remember what eyes I had. Green, I think. We'll say green eyes.
We're very fond of green eyes in this group.
Yeah,
Yes.
we'll say green eyes. Yeah, and I'm gonna I'm gonna twist and churn a little bit and everything, and say, so would you do me?
I do me. In the background, goodbye horses.
Is this pretty enough? Can I pass?
yes. You are a solid 7,
That's good. That's good.
and my floor is a 3.
No, I'm out.
I
yeah.
think we're ready.
You sure?
If she can master walking on 2 legs, yes.
She's actually just walking on
Yeah,
4s.
I don't have to. And I'm gonna trot around.
Just don't get too close to her.
Yeah. I think that was the point of me asking, because how close do people... She's a big-ass warg, so how much socially distanced do...
It's 6 foot, man. 6 foot.
She takes up the same space, but people sort of just react to her illusion.
Ah.
So, as long as she's careful, she can avoid bumping into people.
I'm going to be very careful.
No wagging that tail.
Please.
Let's go.
Okay.
Be kept between my legs.
So we're gonna nonchalantly start walking in that direction.
As nonchalant as your party can.
Yes. We're gonna pretend we're actually on our way to something else.
I'm actually not leaving. I'm not walking in the group. I'm going to be following behind a little bit, so it's not clearly a big-ass group walking out of the
Yeah.
dudes.
Yeah, at least one of you is actually trained at being a social infiltrator.
Yes.
As you make your way to the outskirts of this chateau, the three of you at least recognize this being fairly close to the docks where you initially arrived. As you pass by this tiny alleyway, you hear someone go, "Hey, are you the strange art lady?" And when you look up, there's this man just like very deep in the shadows.
Mm-hmm.
And you see the little end of a cigarette light up.
Yeah, I'm the strange art lady. By the way, and she shoves a bag at him, like in the middle of his chest. Like, this is for your kid brother. It's a little art set.
Oh yeah, he likes these kind of things.
I figured.
Do you wanna step into my office or?
Yeah. Unfortunately, I have some friends with me. Don't freak out.
Yeah, he gets like this real nervous look on his face.
Don't freak out. If they misbehave, I'll take care of it.
He kind of gestures and steps back into the alley.
And no, we will not mug you.
He
I don't need their help for that.
If I were him, I would be worried that I'm getting mugged now.
well, shit.
No, I gave him art supplies.
So
That's just expensive.
it's getting on dark, and Ardith, it takes you a second for your eyes to adjust. Mm-hmm. But he looks a lot like that kid who was here. A little bit older. His face is really angular, and I mean, this dude just has bags under his eyes for days.
Well, he was in the army. He's seen shit.
Yeah, he's got really scraggly, like long blonde hair. And he appears to be smoking some kind of tobacco. He's got a like a uniform jacket from the Sovereignty Guard that's had all the armor bits pulled off of it and all the insignia pulled off of it, and is otherwise wearing, like comfortable civilian clothes. He's like, so my brother didn't say much, just that you wanted to talk.
I want to hear about the fox in the woods.
He gestures up at this big graffiti piece.
Yeah, that fox.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, her.
Yeah, her.
He gets this just blank stare on his face.
Good job sending them back to Nam.
She's like, oh, so.
She
Wow.
She came out of nowhere, man. We were like 3 days in on this trek to one of our bases, and then the trees just came alive and started taking people, and it was horrible. Takes another drag off his cigarette. Yeah, there was only a few of us that walked out of that one. And then they just sent us right back into it once we got to the base. And the worst part, man, is she was turning our own people against us. She had elves with them, man. You know what that's like? Getting fired on by your own people?
And Ardith just kind of gives him this look.
It's like, I don't know. And then everything got real bad.
Real bad how?
Oh, man, they blew up the forest. It was bad. And that made her angry. She wasn't angry before, but man.
If you ever see her in your nightmares and you're lucid enough, offer her cookies.
No, man. Not her, man. Her ghosts.
What?
She would just like kill somebody and pull out their souls. You could just see them stand up, and then they'd take up arms against you, man. It's just...
Okay.
That's how I lost my other brother.
Okay.
So, if I may, why memorialize her like this? And what does this have to do with Sugahara?
I don't know what my brother was thinking, man. I told him those as like ghost stories to keep him from going into the army. And, I don't know. I think he thinks it's a symbol, but nah, man, there's no redemption to be found there. And he points at the fox skull. There's nothing in that forest but death. I don't know about Sugahara, man. I heard stories that he was in the forest, but he's been dead for like a while now.
Well, you mentioned she had souls around her. What if she had one of his? Or his, not one of.
Oh, man. No, man. The sovereignty is bad enough, the royals, without having ghost ones too, man. Can you imagine that? They just walk into your home, like, through the wall. It'd be horrible.
I mean, most of the time they probably have respect to not do that.
Oh,
Just
you
saying.
have not been in the Sun Chaser sovereignty for very long.
Yeah, man. The guards can just kick down your door now, but imagine if they didn't have to kick down your door. What if they just, like, walked through your doors and put his hands...
Actually, it's funny you say that because the Emperor can you
I was about to ask about that. I know some of the guards have fail-safes where if they do anything the Emperor doesn't approve of, they meet at most grisly end.
Yeah, man. It's like part of the oath that we take. I saw it happen while I was out there,
Was she able to take one of their souls after it happened?
Oh, no.
No?
No, but like I'm technically not a sovereignty citizen anymore, man. I signed up with a mercenary company. I'm going north in a little while, so I don't think he cares about any of us, man. Like the ones that came back.
Maybe because you came back.
Yeah, man. I don't think he likes being reminded that.
Sounds like she's winning.
Speaking of him not liking or paying attention to mercenaries, y'all like money, right?
I mean, it's not about the money so much. I'm really hoping to get me and the rest of the family out.
You know what would be, and I'm going to try and role play this, but I also want to make a roll to convince him. You know what would really help the family is if the mercenaries were to help us with a slight project going on.
He kind of shakes his head. He's like, I don't know, man. I'm just like a new hire. Like can't really convince him of anything. Like I just signed on to take me and the family.
But you could put us in contact with.
I mean, yeah, I guess. Like if you really want to.
Ruby puts her hand on his shoulders. Says, yes, that would be very lovely if you could help us with that.
Shit. You're not an elf.
No, not anymore.
So, what are you?
I can be anything you want me to be.
She can be blue. She can be purple. She can be violet sky.
It's like,
Mika, not a sponsor, but
It's like, man, I just didn't even. Telling you that place affected me. I would have picked up on that way before. Now, man, it's like everything's clouded.
What does this kid smell like? When I try to smell him. Or around him.
He smells like sweat and tobacco.
Okay.
He smells like PTSD.
yeah.
I'm just making sure, and with my ears and stuff and the hearing and everything, I don't hear like any.
He's not drugged.
No.
Unless there's something else rolled into that tobacco.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm more thinking along the lines of how high is this kid?
That's what I meant by drug.
No, he's traumatized, not high is what I'm getting.
I'm getting both, actually.
I'm getting just totally traumatized.
Yeah.
Now that Ruby's like actually within touching distance of him, she realizes that one of his arms that he's kind of like kept in his pocket is fake. Like the shoulder you put your hand on, like you touch wood.
You've lost a lot, not just a brother.
Yeah, man.
And
A lot of us did.
You came back forgotten.
No, they remembered. Man, they
Cast aside.
They questioned us for days.
After everything you sacrificed, they dared challenge your loyalty. And dared question your honor.
I mean, Suna has that effect.
Is that her name?
Yeah, that's her name.
Well, sounds like some of them turned against the Emperor because he said that she had some elves.
Yeah, man. By the time they shipped us out, she had a lot of elves.
Sounds to me like there's no love lost between you and the Emperor, right?
No, I don't know the guy, but I'm getting out of here. I don't want to. Like I'm gonna visit the memorial one more time, and then.
If you could stay without fear of the Emperor, would you?
I don't know, man. Like, this place is all I knew, and then they shipped us like all the way over there, and I got to see so many things. And I kind of like to see some more. Like I hear good.
Caldera's nice this time of year.
I hear good things about the plains. Like
Oh.
Um,
Yeah.
like
Yeah. Are
Not
you
the centaur.
Oh, okay, all right.
I wouldn't think of that either.
Nah. Though I hear they've been letting people in, but still nah. Like, they thought the forest was, going to be a piece of cake. And then that turned out to be a nightmare. And everyone knows the centaurs are fucking crazy. So I can't imagine what that place is going to be like. So, no, but like going down south and there's a lot of farmland opened up. Maybe get like a nice homestead. Get like some crops. I don't think farming would be that
So
hard.
maybe if you, maybe stuck around a little bit, you could have some animals for that farm.
Well, I mean, if you help us out and you put us in contact with the leadership, we'll definitely help you buy the farm.
He shrugs and says, "Yeah, man, I can like tell you where their leader is." But, no, I gotta like a year minimum, or I think it's a year or 3 conflicts. I don't know. I gotta read the paperwork again before I can leave or renew or whatever. But they've got somebody who's gonna fit me with something better than this, and he like wings out his arm. So I don't know, man. I just wanted to make sure my brother didn't do something stupid and like get in with some gangsters or something over art supplies, and then I'd have to save his ass on that. And
You're closer than you know,
I was
but
gonna say, we could make him an honorary member. No. Oh,
Stop.
We'll be very appreciative to speak with the leader of these mercenaries, and if that doesn't work out with the arm, you should, and she will retrieve a little card. Don't ask where she pulled it from, and present it to him and says, "I may be able to help you with that."
oh, that's real cool, man. And he tucks it in his jacket. He's like,
I do appreciate you talking with us.
"Yeah, man. Thanks for being cool and not like turning my brother over to the guards."
I'd rather save him from the guards. That means I get to stab guards.
Yeah. I mean, not my thing, but
it could be.
like I get you. If you want, you're gonna have to go like way into the waterfall district, man. I mean, we're in the waterfall district, but you're gonna have to go to like the bottom, man. They tend to pull from the dregs,
Mm-hmm.
Like they told me that I wasn't like one of the cannon fodder conscripts.
And yet it sounds like that's what they used you for.
No, not the army, man.
No, he has an arm up now.
I mean the bastard company.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
They pull like criminals and stuff to send out to soften everything up, and then they send in
The ones with actual combat experience to
Yeah.
pop up.
So yeah, man. Like you just ask for them. Like, wait.
What's his name? Or her? I don't know. Who's the mercenary captain?
Oh man, the one that
commander.
that I'm working for, they call him Peg Leg, but I mean the dude doesn't have any. Like he's got regular, and he like holds up his feet, and he's like they've got like regular legs, man. I don't know.
Maybe he killed someone with a peg leg.
Maybe he had. No, not touching that.
I don't know, man. He's like a pretty cool dude, He paid me ahead of time, which all the other mercenary companies that I talked to, they wanted you to like actually get hired onto a job before they paid you. So
To peg leg. They're like giving him. Yeah.
yeah, like he pats you on the shoulders like you're a real cool guy.
You hear that? I'm a real cool guy.
Yeah, man. But, we should, book it because, the guards look for groups of people talking suspiciously in alleyways. So,
And we're totally not that at all.
I'm an upstanding member of society. It was a pleasure meeting you. What's your name?
oh, man. They started calling me Ray in the out there because of they gave me a sunlight bow and it shoots the rays of, but yeah, I don't know if I'm going to stick with it. It's kind of
Yes.
It tracks that Ray would have PTSD. Yeah. Yeah. And have been savaged by Suna. Yeah. That tracks. Poor Ray.
But he actually gives takes a cigarette out of his mouth, puts it out, and gives Sublime Ruby of Pain the kiss on the back of the hand. Holds out a hand for Ardith to shake. Goes to shake Marisala's hand, and his hand just passes right through her.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm gonna back up a
And
little bit.
He takes a step back. He's like, "Whoa, that's neat." Anyway, and
I'm glad that didn't trigger a PTSD of souls.
and he
To try to distract him from seeing that, I'm gonna real quick open my shirt and say, "So you think these are a 7?"
She's new.
He looks. I mean, I've only met a couple of your people, and they look pretty nice to me. I wouldn't turn them down.
Oh, okay.
It's definitely a butter 8.
Oh, this face palming over here.
I distracted him.
He pats Me-Dra on the shoulder as he passes by, and you're pretty solidly built.
Yes.
And when he pats you, you kind of ting ting. It's like, oh man, you lost one too, huh? That was really, really cool what they did for you there.
Yeah. Complete rebuild.
Oh man, good luck with that. And he, walks down at the other end of the alley and looks both ways, lights up a cigarette and steps out.
Before he walks off, I want to slip a small purse of coins into his pocket.
Okay.
Without him noticing.
Okay. Yeah, he seems pretty,
Easy to.
I probably slipped it into the pocket with the prosthetic hand.
Okay.
So he definitely didn't feel that.
It's a real bastard move.
Real bastard move, giving him money.
That's like a backhanded.
Way to take advantage of his handicap. Jeez. Yeah.
You'll hear it later.
How did that get there?
No, he's going to take off the jacket and forget about it because, gets busy. And then years later, when he doesn't need the money, he's going to open up and be like finding a 20 in your winter jacket. He gets to the end of the alleyway and then, lights up a cigarette and toddles off into what little foot traffic there is.
Mm-hmm. I behaved. I want it known.
You showed him your breasts. I don't
Because
even do
he
that on
went
the-
right through me, so I had to distract him. Make him think that it was just something else.
I think he's traumatized enough that was gonna blank that out anyway.
Oh. Well, I did not know that. I did good, though.
Uphill battle. likely an impossible sell. But if we were to get these disaffected mercenaries to help crash the party, as long as we can ensure a change in leadership, I think it'd be fine.
That's an option.
I don't know that there'll be enough of them.
There's only
There's
four of us.
Yes, any increase is better. But if they're pulling from the war wounded and the savaged, it sounds like this forest fox thing campaign has been going on for a while. So I imagine that their ranks are pretty flush right now. It's just, as an aside, really quickly, would I have money in my to draw on.
Yeah.
I figure as an infiltrator, that was probably...
Yeah,
bribes?
you've probably got like an internal compartment full of just various denominations and
Okay.
coinages from around the world.
Excellent. It's like, as long as we make sure there's enough incentive and we don't ask too much, we might be able to get that sell. So, if we head back to the noodle shop and we figure out how we might best implement these mercenaries, then I think we go to them and find warm bodies.
At least they might add to the distraction.
Yes.
I think we can just head straight to the waterfall, or straight to the bottom of the district.
Well, that's fine, but we may want to have some idea what we want them to do before
We could walk and talk.
You.
Time is of the essence.
True.
And for reference, ladies and gentlemen, I was going to get towards the edge of the alley and point to the villa.
Mm-hmm.
That's where they're holding Shannara.
Huh. Seems rather lightly guarded.
That's more guarded than you think.
Oh, good to know.
It's a big house.
Yeah, so I think that's where we'll leave the episode off, is you guys peeking out this alley at Shannara's residence. A couple of flying carpets fly overhead as the first bell of the night sounds.
It wasn't funny the first time you did it. It's not funny the 100th.
Hey, why is that guy on the balcony jumping off, and that tiger? Look, why the hell is there a tiger on the balcony?
It's her emotional support kitty.
Don't you dare close your eyes. Sounds really menacing.
Especially from a tiefling.
I just like to think, someone's like, the Sublime Ruby of Pain, I'm not afraid of you. You will be. You will be.
Is it better to be feared or loved? I want people to be afraid of how much they love me.
Thank you, Michael.
Michael Scott.
All right, so you guys got anything?
Nope.
Never.
All right, so find us at the places, do the things, support sponsor an F-bomb. You can support the F-bombs too.
Yes, we will give them... We use them frequently.
Yes, we do.
In fact, I think, while we're on that note, the last episode had the most instances of the word fuck.
Excellent.
Then they weren't all from me, were they?
No, they were all from Mike.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, because he was like, don't fuck up, don't fuck up.
Yes.
Yeah, so leave reviews, sponsor F-bombs, do all the usual stuff at all the usual places.
We do mouth stuff for money.
We do mouth stuff for money.
Don't fuck up, don't fuck up, don't fuck up.
Sometimes we do mouth stuff for no money.
Yay, podcasts!
Yeah, we don't want to lose our passion for it.
And you have to practice.
I mean, yeah.
In order to get the money, you have to be good.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you have to be practiced to get good at the mouth stuff.
Yes, you don't have to be good to make the money. You just have to have the right people behind you.
That's true.
And on that note.
That's all I got, you guys. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.